So today I want to be making a response video to Spratte's video, Is Japan a Pokemon Goldmine? Buying from Japan versus buying on eBay. And I just kind of wanted to elaborate on his video. I'm a Japanese person. Maybe you're like, wait, why is your accent so good? I attended an international school growing up, but I've been buying and selling on Mercari for a very long time. Maybe for you guys in the West, you would purchase collectibles such as Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards on Mercari in Yahoo Japan. But for me, I use it kind of like Amazon. I'm a very frugal person, so I'm totally okay with secondhand goods. And so like Mercari is kind of like my Amazon, where I hunt things down, not just like collectibles, but things like uh, stuff for my house, right? And so today I just want to be going over and elaborating more in depth of his video. I'm a huge Smpratte fan, first off. I just love the content that he provides. I like the fact that he talks not only about the possible gains, but also the risk. And I just think he's such a genuine YouTuber. So I just wanted to kind of contribute to the discussion of Japanese shopping sites like Yahoo Japan and Mercari. So let's get into this video. So my argument is that if you're from the West, if you're from the United States or Europe or any other country besides Japan, I think that Yahoo auctions is a lot more suitable for the international market than Mercari. And my core reasons why is because first off, the search engine, and I'm going to break it down into broad search and narrow search, as well as new listed listings, negotiating down the price, and I'm going to compare Yahoo Auction to eBay, whereas Mercari is more like Poshmark. And I'm going to be going into detail for each one of these reasons in a moment. So the search engine on Mercari is a lot different than eBay. If you go into Mercari thinking that it's eBay, you're gonna get hurt. And I'm gonna be going over why the search engine, the Mercari search engine is extremely strange. It kind of reminds me of Kickstarter back in the day. It has like a really archaic algorithm. Um, and I'm going to be explaining that in detail. So I've watched several people's YouTube videos on how to buy collectibles like Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards from Japan. And a lot of these YouTubers, they recommend you to, on the left, what it does, if you click that, it would hide all the sold listings. And then on the right, you can configure like if you want to see from cheapest to most expensive or most expensive to cheapest. But what I've been noticing in Mercari from my years of using it is when you filter it out, it takes out certain listings. And so it's not like eBay where if you go from lowest to highest, it shows you all the listings. Whereas on Mercari, it takes out certain listings. So what you want to be doing is a general search. So yeah, even though you do have to scroll down all those sold listings, like you can unless you do that, um, some of the listings you're not going to be able to see them, and I'm not really sure why. But I do think that people from the West, if you're using like eBay, I think you're going to be a little bit confused of the mechanics of Mercari. And um, another thing that I really wanted to point out is the fact that whenever you do a broad search and a narrow search, what the results of your listing is going to be different. So on the top hand side on the left, it says Yu-Gi-Oh! Jumbo Cardass card. And then on the bottom, it says Yu-Gi-Oh! Cardass. And what Cardass is, it's a really popular Bandai series, a vending series. Very popular with the Pokemon cards. So I'm very bullish about this series with Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. However, whenever you do the broad search and the narrow search, you're going to get two different results. And if you sell on Amazon FBA, you would know all about the importance of keywords. And I just think if you don't have a grasp of the Japanese language, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to find some of these listings. Like if you were selling on Amazon FBA, let's say you're selling on a different foreign country, you wouldn't do the keyword listing on Google Translate or try to do it yourself. You would have someone translate that because it's keywords are the most important things within search engine optimization. So I just think that the foreign user on Mercari is at an extreme disadvantage. Whereas on Yahoo auctions, a lot of the people they realize that the international market's using Yahoo auctions, and a lot of these listings will have English, and the Yahoo auction search engine is just more optimized than Mercari. Mercari, I even for me, even after years of using it, I truly cannot explain to you like some of the listings and how I found some of them. And so I want to talk about newest listings next. So on eBay, ComC, and other e-commerce websites for cards, people are constantly refreshing and seeing if there's newly listed items on the website. There's so many people from around the world hoping that they can find a steal or someone who mispriced their product, whatever. But there's a lot of people doing that. And the same thing is happening on Mercari, guys. So there's tons and tons of people that are just refreshing on Mercari and just trying to get a really good steal. And so this has happened to me so many times where I find one, I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I'm trying to check out in the moment. You get the credit card one line next, and then when I press it, it's like the status of this product has changed. It is sold out or whatever. It's so sad, but the same thing happens on Mercari, guys, that you see on eBay and ComC. So if you're using a proxy, let's say like Bai or Nyoko, I don't really, I'm not an expert on any of these proxies since I have a home in Japan and I'm Japanese. But there's a time lag in between. So what happens is you have a request through the proxy, and then it takes them maybe 2 to 6 hours for them to process your request. However, by the time that that the request processes, the product's gone. And on Pokemon cards, more than Yu-Gi-Oh, ooh man, it goes fast. So I think that people using proxies are just at such a disadvantage when it comes to getting steals on Mercari. And this is just like a general rule of thumb that I've noticed in my patterns of buying on Mercari. But if I notice that the product is over 2 days old, even if I'm like, oh, this is a really good deal, I should buy. If it's over 2 days, if I kind of like double think and I go look at comps on eBay real quick because that's how quick the good deals go on Mercari. If it's like more than 2 days, it's like, wait, why is this on here? And deals do slip through sometimes, but you just have to be careful and just reconfirm with eBay really quickly, which usually doesn't happen with the deals that are coming for newly listed, newest listings. Like you don't have time to be looking at comps. Like you have to know like at a moment's notice that this is a good deal, and you have to like move and click check out. And then the next disadvantage that a forward buyer would have using a proxy is negotiating the price. And what I mean by that is whenever you're using a proxy, the buyer doesn't or the seller doesn't realize that you're a repeat customer. A lot of these Mercari sellers, they know me because I bought from them so many times. On Mercari, there's like this follow feature. So whenever they list something new, I get a notification. So if I like it, if I know that this person's always giving me good deals, I'll follow them. And usually they know like, hey, you've bought from me so many times. So I would say like 90% of the time they'll give me the discount because they just know that I'm a good customer. And whenever you're not able to negotiate that price, what ends up happening is that you're going to end up having to charge your buyer more money, right? And thus less competitive. And so an example of this is, let's say you bought a $10 card as a proxy user on Mercari, okay? And then there's a $2, this is just an example, but a $2 proxy fee. And then the total of your card will come to $12. However, if I were to buy the same $10 card, I could negotiate the price down to $8. That's such a significant difference, 8 and 12. I can be far more competitive. I can sell the card at $12 and make a profit, right? Whereas in order for the proxy user to make a profit, he would have to sell it at 16. So here's just like another disadvantage that a proxy user would have on Mercari. Whereas on Yahoo auctions, it's an instant transaction, right? So yeah, this is why I just really feel that if you're trying to buy vintage Pokemon or Pokemon OCG in general, I do believe that Yahoo auctions is just more suitable to the foreign market. And like I said, guys, earlier, like Mercari is more focused on the local market. It's meant for like my mom and my grandma, and it's just meant to be accessible, easy to use. If you don't know, Japan has a really large like aging population, and they're not, a lot of them aren't really like technologically advanced. So this is what their hope, this is their target audience, Mercari, is old people and moms. I'm not saying that young people aren't using it. A lot of people are, but what they're generally doing is whenever they're moving, they just want to sell some things or yeah, so there's a lot of great deals on Mercari. However, it's just I believe the barriers to entry when it comes to Mercari is extremely high for the proxy foreign user. And Yahoo Auctions is far more optimized and far more accessible to the international market. And even though I did talk about how Mercari is just full of mom and old people and it's just meant for the average user, not so much I guess it's meant more for like the casual collector who now wants to sell out. But the one exception to this is that there's a healthy community of storage unit flippers on Mercari. I follow a lot of them and they've given me a lot of great deals over the years. So I'm assuming that that's what they do. They have storage units because they're just selling a bunch of random things. And to be completely honest with you, with a lot of the Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And sports cards, they are totally unaware of the value. And so they'll just like guesstimate a price. And that's where you can get some extremely good deals on Mercari. But once again, this is just not accessible to the proxy user because these deals, like I get notification and I just press that. Like a lot of these transactions, if it's been listed, I buy it like after it's been listed for like 2 minutes. And so once again, just another huge disadvantage. So to finish up, guys, I just want to thank Smpratte. I've learned so much from this guy, and I just wanted to kind of contribute to this conversation. For me, it's very interesting to learn about collectors around the world, and I'm not the expert of Pokemon by far, guys, but I do know a lot about the Japanese market in terms of e-commerce. That's my job. That's been my job for like almost 6 years, is just e-commerce. And so, if you have any questions about Pokemon OCG or Yu-Gi-Oh, not so much specific questions about the cards, but more about like general market questions or like what area, I can give you those kind of answers. And so, if you have any of those kind of questions, guys, let me know and I'll try to respond with a video. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, and take care.